All right, guys, here we go. This is Operation Juno, Russia turn 3. Interesting move from Germany. They swooped around and they took Leningrad. Surprising, but definitely a good move by him. Unfortunately, he got a little bit diced and he should have been left with more in Leningrad, but fortunately my guys rolled well. As an opponent, I'm happy. As a fellow player, it's a little hard to watch, but yeah. All right, so that's what we're playing with. Let's get into buys. Russia had to spend 3 on tech. They had 37 total. They spent 3 on tech. They're going to spend 11 on a tactical, 6 on a tank, and then with the remaining 17 by 3 infantry and 2 artillery. Russia's got a little bit going on this turn. Got some, not that they're at war in Europe, they got some attacks to do on both sides of the board. So let's jump right into it. First off, the sub here in 127 is gonna go after that sub off of Norway. He has chosen not to submerge, so we'll roll the battle. Yeah, got other battles to declare. 7 infantry, 7 of the 11 infantry in Belarus are gonna walk into Leningrad. The guy in Karelia, I really wanted to try to see if I could take Finland, but he's gonna just go into Leningrad as well. So that'll be 8 infantry and artillery against his 2 tanks. There are 4 infantry left in Belarus. 3 of them are gonna go into Eastern Poland. And then artillery and 7 infantry from Western Ukraine are also gonna go into Eastern Poland. So that'll be 10 infantry and artillery against 3 infantry and artillery. The remaining 3 infantry in Western Ukraine are gonna walk into Bessarabia along with the 3 artillery from Ukraine. Knock that guy out. Hopefully knock that guy out. Tank from Rostov is gonna go 1-2 to northwestern Iran, along with the 2 infantry from the Caucasus. And then the mech that is in Kazakh, yeah, you can see that, is gonna go 1-2, walk on attack eastern Iran. That's it for attacks on this side of the board. We'll swing over here real quick. Best place to go. Yeah, there we go. All right, so there were 11 infantry in Amur. 3 of the infantry are gonna walk into Korea. 3 infantry and the AA gun are gonna go in there and liberate Manchuria. And then a mech from Shenxi is gonna go 1-2 and liberate Chahar. So no die will be rolled on this side of the board. So let's jump right into the dice rolling. Let's see. All right, that's good. So we'll start in the C zone. I've got my sub at 2 and his at 1. Here we go. No hits. Roll them again. Both hits. So both subs will be removed from the board. Interesting. All right, that clears that C zone. He did take my sub out though, so good for him. All right, that'll conclude that battle. Let's go ahead and do Leningrad. So I've got my 2 at 2 for the infantry and artillery, and then 7 infantry at 1 against his 2 tanks at 3. Wow, dice went towards Russia again. I got 2 hits and neither of his tanks hit. So, take those 2 tanks off. All right. Now let's see if I can hit Eastern Poland. Eastern Poland, I have 10 infantry and an artillery. And he's got 3 infantry and an artillery. Here's my infantry paired with the artillery. And then, why did I set aside 8 dice? I should have 9, right? Yeah, so I need 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. And here his 4 at 2. All right. Here's my attack. Whew. Let that dice settle. It's gonna be a miss, yeah. So I got 1 hit. His rebuttal. Also 1 hit. I don't know if you can see that. 1 hit. Okay, I'll try to roll on this side. So I will remove 1 of his dice at 2 and 1 of mine at 1. Roll them again. One, 2, 3 hits. There it is. 1, 2, 3. Right, take all that off. Here's his 3 at 2. No hits. That's what I like to see. Okay. There's that. I know Germany's going to do a counterattack, but I'll take out units while I can. Now we've got Bessarabia, which will be the 3 artillery and the 3 infantry, all at 2, against his 1 at 2. Here's my attack. 1 hit. All right. Here's his rebuttal. No hit. Cool. All right. Wow, those all went well. Okay. So now we got the battles in the Middle East. Iran is a walk-on territory. And then I've got 2 at 1 and a tank at 3 against 2 at 2. No, 1 at 2 for the infantry. I'll roll them all together. Got it. And no hit on that infantry. All right, just gonna go to Russia. That should be it on combats. So let's move back over there. Now I'll come on this side. All right. I'll leave 8 infantry there, chip that out. That'll leave 10 infantry there. All right. Okay, let's do the non-combat stuff. Here we go. They'll stay there. I'm gonna move AA into Leningrad as well and keep an infantry in Belarus. The AA in Western Ukraine is gonna move into Bessarabia. Yeah. And then I'm gonna rail 2 infantry and an artillery from Moscow to Archangel for fun. Don't wanna do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Actually, you know what? No, this AA from Belarus is gonna come to Archangel too instead of Leningrad. All right. That should be it for this side of the board. Over here, let's set this down. Okay, all right, over here. So that's a walk on, that goes back to China, that goes back to China, and that turns Russian. Non-combat over here. The infantry and the AA in Siberia are gonna move down to Amur. 2 of the infantry in Brasha are gonna move over to Amur. Oh. All right. 1 infantry in Brasha is gonna Trans-Siberian rail back to Moscow. 2 infantry in Yenisei are gonna move to Tungutska. And then the bomber in Shensi is gonna fly to Tungutska as well. The tactical, the fighter, the 2 infantry, and the tank that are in Shensi are all gonna move up to C1 with the Chinese guys. All right, let's do income. That turns Russian, that turns Russian. Germany goes down for those. So Germany will go down 4. Russia will go up 4. Russia will go up 3 more for Korea, putting Russia at 39. And then China will go up 4 for Manchuria and Chahar, and Japan will go down 4. All right, place my new units. 2 infantry and artillery are gonna be placed in Ukraine. Then an infantry, an artillery, a tank, and a tactical will all be placed in Moscow. Like that. All right. So let's collect income. So Russia is at a base 39. They have, ooh, I forgot to do Lend-Lease. I'll do that real quick before I collect income. All right, so this will be for the Europe Lend-Lease. Rolled a 5. This will be for Pacific. Rolled a 6. Wow, awesome. All right, so Pacific, I'll get an additional 7, and then I'll get a fighter for Europe. So I'll place that on, grab the fighter, an Archangel, and then I'll add the 7 to the total. +5 if Soviet Union controls 3 of the following. Leningrad took back, Stalingrad I own. I don't own Baltic states, but I took Eastern Poland back. That'll be +5. Soviet Union controls Siberia, Urals, and Ukraine. Control all of them, +3. For each territory I control that was originally German, Italian, or Pro-Axis, that'll be 2. Northwest Iran and Eastern Iran, so +4. And then if Soviet Union liberates Manchuria, they just did, that'll be +7. So Russia will collect $65 going into round 4. I'll do a quick disposition of forces. In Chahar, I have let's start over here. Korea, there are 3 infantry. Amur, 8 infantry, an AA gun, and an artillery. In Manchuria, there are 3 infantry and an AA gun. Chahar is the mechanized infantry. Siwan is 2 infantry, a tank, a fighter, and a tactical bomber. Tungutska is a strategic bomber and 2 infantry. Moscow, I have 2 infantry, an artillery, a tank, and a tactical bomber. Archangel, 2 infantry, an artillery, an AA gun, and a fighter. Leningrad, 8 infantry and an artillery. Belarus, 1 infantry. Eastern Poland, 10 infantry and artillery. Bessarabia, an AA gun, 3 infantry and 3 artillery. Ukraine, 2 infantry and an artillery. Northwest Iran, 2 infantry and a tank. Eastern Iran, a mech. And then he knocked the sub out. In the Baltic Sea, I have a cruiser in 114 and a sub in Sea Zone 115. That'll be it for Russia. Gonna hand it on over to the chaplain for Japan. Turn 3. Good luck.